Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. David Burgess here again with Keller Williams Realty. Today we're discussing new construction homes and the market right now, from Tampa down to Sarasota. What is going on out there? And if you're in the market for a brand new home and you're thinking of coming down here to check them all out, then you really need to watch this video, as things are pretty different to usual right now, and you may have to be more flexible and a little bit more patient if you're looking to buy a brand new home in this part of Florida. Okay, the new construction market. And by the way, I will be doing another one of these videos in 2 or 3 days time to discuss the resale market. The video that I was trying to put together just took me too long, so I'm going to break it up between new construction and the resale market. But today, let's talk about new homes. And we've got plenty of people wanting to come here and buy a brand new home. I think it's pretty natural when you move to a new state that you like a new chapter, and in a state like Florida, typically there's a lot of opportunity for new construction homes. So people typically lean towards that if they've got the opportunity and the time to do so. So right now, however, there's just such a lack of homes, new homes selling. Each builder is only selling a handful of homes per month, and that's because the construction guys just cannot keep up with the demand and the contracts that the sales agents are making. So there's a bit of a hold, a bit of a freeze at the moment, and it really is just crazy. You've got some builders that are doing like a highest and best bidding situation for lots. You know, for example, say this lot behind me was $40,000 and it was available. They're going to say this one is normally $40,000, but if you would like to buy it, let's have your highest and best offer, and if yours is the highest, we can sell it to you next week. You've got other builders who are only selling like 4 or 5 homes a month, and basically they're saying, you're going to have to wait. We're going to put you on one of these lists, and you have to send in your driver's license, you have to send in a check, a photo of a check, which is like normally like $5,000 or so, and then they'll call you when it becomes available, when you're next on the list, and it's a first come first served basis. You have to give like your top 3 lots, first, second and third, whereas some people only want 1 lot. So there's a lot of kind of games going on at the moment. And what I've noticed with this, and by the way, this is pretty much with every builder, this isn't just 1 or 2. If you are in the price range from anywhere from the $350 range to like the $800 or $900 range, this is pretty much every builder now. From Tampa to Sarasota, it started off, it was like Lennar Homes, Taylor Morrison. This is pretty much across the board now. So yeah, this is what it's like for the time being. So anyway, as I get back to what's been going on out there, what I am starting to see is that when these homes are becoming available, say I had an example this weekend where Coulter Homes down in Lakewood Ranch, in a 55 plus community in Crestwind, they were saying, look, we're only selling 5 homes and they're all going to be released on Monday. Comes to Monday, not released. We just day by day, the agent's calling me, yeah, not long now, sit tight, we're going to be released soon. Gets to the Friday, and he's like, yeah, we're going to be released, we're ready to go. And then eventually it comes to the end of the day and he's like, yeah, sorry, we did release 5 homes, but people before you were ahead, we're ahead of the line, and they got in there. So if one of them didn't move forward, then you would have been next in line. It's just so frustrating. And the thing is, what we're seeing is they're prioritizing the homes that are at the highest valued lots, which makes sense. So if you've got a buyer who's on, if you're a buyer who's on the low end, or you're looking for a lower price lot, of course they're going to sell their more higher priced homes first. That's who they're prioritizing. So the lots that are the more expensive ones, the ones that are on the water, they're the people that are getting prioritized at the moment. The guys I'm working with, they just want a bit of privacy and a conservation view, so they're further down the list. And you know, as frustrating as it is, what I would say is that in real estate right now, 24 hours is a long time. People get added to these lists and they get impatient, they explore other opportunities and avenues, and before you know it, they've moved on to another home. So you might well find yourself having a phone call from a builder saying, there's an opportunity here for you now to move forward with this home because the person ahead of you has decided to move on. Are you willing to move forward? You might just get that if you're in a position to, you know, to commit today, kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of just a lot of games going on. It's not a nice place to be. People usually come in to town. I spend a day or two with them. We look at all their options, and by the time they leave, they're normally ready to commit to a home. We've checked out all of the neighborhoods, the builders. They know exactly where they want to be. But at the moment, I'm meeting people, and they cannot move forward. They're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Really frustrating. So that is the sign of the times at the moment. And I spoke to Taylor Morrison the other day, and I know the internet sales ladies there really well, and they normally call me and give me updates or come right back to me when I've got an inquiry. Haven't spoken to them for weeks, and that's because they're just too busy. They're just too busy. And one of them apologized to me and she said, I'm so sorry, but we've just had so much demand lately. We've had like 6,000 inquiries this month, and usually it's like 2,000, 2,500 a month. So there's just so much demand out there for brand new homes right now that they're not coming back to me. So I'm always doing research for buyers, and when I see a home become available, I think of somebody, I'll send it to them right away, or have them on an auto email, like a drip campaign. And right now, I'm so reliant on the builder's information that I'm having to go into the builder to speak to them because they're just not returning phone calls. And I'm sure if you have done any of your own research, or if you've tried calling these builders, it will be exactly the same for you guys. If you call the builder directly, they have such little information right now. So how long is it going to be like this for? I really don't know, to be honest. Interest rates are starting to climb up a little bit, which is actually a good thing. They've been rock bottom for so long now that actually I think if they come up to around the 3% mark, they're still well under 3%. It might actually stabilise the market a little bit. So yeah, we're not quite sure. Now, there are some really nice and good options of new communities on the horizon. Taylor Morrison, I keep mentioning Taylor Morrison, but they really do have some beautiful homes and communities. They've got Park East coming up in Lakewood. They've got Esplanade down in Sarasota, at Cassia at Sky Ranch. They have Rivers Landing and Rivers Edge coming to Wesley Chapel, and they have Echo Park in Riverview. So they have more new communities coming on than any other builder that I know of right now. Yeah, things are going to start to change. They're going to have to. In the meantime, all I can recommend is that you just do your homework and you explore as best as you possibly can of where you want to be. And obviously I'm here to help with that. Reach out to me as usual. I will find out whatever information I can to guide and advise you, so that before you're here, that time here is as productive as possible. And all I also can recommend is that you might have to be a little bit more flexible and patient as we try and find this home for you. And also, what I would say is, keep in mind that I know that you're probably looking to be here and buy a forever home, and ideally that would be absolutely perfect. But what I would say is, most people really are only out of all the buyers I've helped here move from out of state, I stay in touch with nearly everybody, and after 3 or 5 years, they typically move on. They do. They find another area of Florida they love, or a different neighborhood or something, and they move on. And if that happens, that might not be the worst thing in the world, So what I would say is that really establish exactly the musts that you really need to have in your home. What are the things that you absolutely are not willing to negotiate on? And what are the things that you could do if the home meets your budget and the timing? Because, Are school zones an absolute must for you? Is the home having a 3-car garage, having a pool, not backing up to a rear yard neighbour? You know, the location, the commute, those things are what's really, really important. You know, if something can give a little bit, like a garage, could I have a 2 over a 3 possibly, then they're the things that you really need to separate between an absolute must-have and a want, because right now inventory is so low, and I'm going to discuss that in another video in 2 to 3 days time, about what's going on in the resale market right now. But for new construction, if you're looking for like a quick move-in home, they're really few and far between, especially with a pool. If you're looking for a pool, does it have the room for you to add one yourself? Do exactly what I did. You know, we added a pool ourselves, because at the time when we purchased, we couldn't afford to add a pool. You know, I would love to have added a pool at the time, but you know, I couldn't afford the 50% down payment that it required, on top of the down payment I was making for my house. You know, things would be a little bit different now, but at the time I just couldn't afford it. So, you know, again, musts and wants, you really need to separate the two, and I'm here to help, and I will try and keep you updated as best as I possibly can with new construction. But just realize, if you're coming here to buy a home and you want to meet me and we'll look at absolutely everything, you may not be able to commit to that home for a few weeks after. It could be up to 30 days later that you can actually get that home that you want, and that dream lot or that dream floor plan may not quite be ready or available. So, you know, it's not ideal. I totally understand that, and you may want to, you know, consider resale homes too, newer resale homes too. But really, just wanted to give you an update of what's going on, and hopefully we'll start to come out of this right now, because there's no shortage of demand. There's just a real supply issue right now, and until we come out of this, I don't know how long we're going to be in this kind of situation for. But anyway, as usual, please reach out to me. All of my contact information is below. I've got tons of experience with all of the builders, and really, you know, it's giving you that guidance and advice of what people are really looking for in a Florida home, especially with a new home in a community that isn't quite established yet. I'm more than used to these neighborhoods that are brand new at the time, but then how do they look in 5 years' time? You know, and I really want to point you in the right direction of which ones I feel are going to be a really hot neighborhood for many years to come, or some that might just fade away and not keep up to the standards that some of the other neighborhoods around here will have. So yeah, all of my contact info is below. Reach out to me, I'll be more than happy to help. Thanks again.